Today, we're going to take a look at a profile that truly redefines what it means to be a master of the English language. You see, this isn't just about teaching. It's really about a lifetime dedicated to the art and the science of communication. So let's explore what that kind of expertise actually looks like. You know, this single sentence right here, it tells you almost everything you need to know. We're not talking about just a job. We're talking about a lifelong dedication, a truly global reach built on more than 3 decades of experience. This is the standard we're going to be exploring. So, what is the foundation of this kind of mastery? Well, it's not something you can just pick up in a classroom. It has to start much, much earlier than that. This right here, this is the bedrock. We're not talking about someone who became fluent later in life. This is a native level command, the kind you only get from literally growing up with a language. That C2 level, that's the absolute peak of the proficiency scale. It means having this deep, intuitive grasp of every little nuance, something you just can't fake. Now, a foundation like that is incredibly powerful, but it's what you build on top of it that really defines a career. And in this case, that foundation has been strengthened by decades of consistent, focused work. 30+ years. Just let that sink in for a moment. This isn't just about marking time on a calendar. This represents thousands upon thousands of hours of practice, countless students, and a depth of understanding that you can only get through that kind of sustained, passionate dedication to one single craft. And you can actually see the journey mapped out right here. It all starts on the front lines back in 1996 as an instructor. From there, it evolves. He steps into a leadership role, founding his own online school. Then he backs up all that practical experience with a master's degree, which ultimately leads him to where he is today, a global consultant. It's just a clear, powerful story of growth and expanding influence. Okay, so we have the native fluency and we have the decades of experience, but what about the objective proof? You know, true mastery is also about measurable, validated knowledge, and this is where we see the hard evidence that just elevates him to a whole other level. Just look at this score. 119 out of a possible 120 on the TOEFL IBT. For anyone who knows this test, you know that score it's almost unheard of. It's basically perfection. It demonstrates an absolutely exceptional command of academic English under the most intense pressure imaginable. And it wasn't a fluke. His score on the paper-based test is just as impressive, 670 out of 677. When you put them together, these scores give you undeniable, objective proof of a command of English that very, very few people on the planet actually possess. But what's so crucial to understand is that all this practical skill is backed by some serious academic rigor. A master's in teaching English as a foreign language, a postgraduate diploma focused on methodology, a BA in the languages themselves. This is where that practical ability and deep theoretical knowledge just come together perfectly. And when you have that combination of skill and knowledge, it allows for a much more sophisticated way of teaching, one that's grounded not just in tradition, but in actual science. This is a key differentiator. He doesn't just teach the language, he uses strategies from neurolinguistics. So what does it actually mean for a student? Well, it means he understands how your brain really learns and remembers a language. It makes the whole process faster, more efficient, and way more effective because it's working with your brain's natural pathways, not fighting against them. And he pairs that with something called the dogma methodology. So forget about dusty old textbooks and one-size-fits-all lesson plans. This is a dynamic approach where the lesson is literally built around you, the student. It uses your immediate needs, your real-world conversations as the actual learning material. It's authentic, it's responsive, and it's incredibly practical. And you can see how these methods apply right across the board. I mean, whether it's the high-stakes pressure of a TOEFL exam or the subtle nuances of a boardroom negotiation, these strategies are designed for real-world impact. This isn't just about learning to speak English. It's about having a toolkit for anyone who really needs to excel in it. So when we bring all of these different pieces together, what do we really see? Well, we see the complete picture of what it means to be a master educator. It all boils down to this really powerful synthesis. On one side, you've got the pure, innate, practical command of the language at the highest level possible. And on the other, you have the formal, academic expertise and the science and the art of how to teach it. You know, it's just incredibly rare to find both of these at such an elite level in one person. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought. This profile, it isn't just about documenting expertise.
It's about showing the profound impact that expertise can have. It makes us ask not just what defines a master, but what becomes possible when you have one as your guide. So the real question is, what could you achieve with a true expert?
Hello, it's Rod's friend here, Gino from Real Everyday English. Sorry for interrupting your video. I just want to make a quick recommendation that you subscribe to Rodrigo's channel. He's an amazing guy, he's so humble, he's so dedicated, and he creates absolutely fantastic content. See you people soon. Bye-bye. God bless.